up for a tie, and they're gonna have 7 overtimes, and they both gonna make penetration down to the 5-yard line, and they just go end the game.
Penetration is a wild comment.
There are so many other words that you could have used in that spot.
He did that on purpose.
26. Did he have to say that? Oh man,
Yeah, he did.
He gonna get censored. Oh,
But that's a rule. The one who makes the deepest penetration wins the game.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
where's the disclaimer? You should have. That's your fault. The disclaimer should have been up. That's your fault.
For every platform that is thinking about having myself and Marla on your show.
Oh man, y'all
Please,
made
for the
Crook
love of
show
God,
up.
get
See
a
there?
disclaimer.
That's we was good. Y'all made Crook show up. You said Southern too many times,
God.
like Candy Man, and there goes Crook.
God, Doc, who you got, man?
Yeah, that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Strike Season Podcast. Welcome. We got a special show for y'all tonight. We got Jamie Walker from SIAC Sit Down. We're going to talk some SIAC football. But before we get this show started, I kind of wanted to start with some laughter because I got some bad news for y'all. We are so focused on the small things that we're missing the bigger picture. College athletics is to give athletes opportunities. That opportunity isn't limited to just education. They can possibly make money from their name, image, and likeness. But there's a lot of anger out there in this new landscape of college sports. We need to understand something. We have a generation of children that watched our athletes managed of by the NCAA. This generation also learned how to monetize their own name, image, and likeness through YouTube, social media. So they've been making money for playing video games on Twitch. I got somebody feedback. It might be me. But the thing is that I want everybody to understand, stop getting mad at these kids. It ain't the kids' fault that they're trying to monetize as much as possible their likeness. We put them in this position. If it wasn't for us, they wouldn't know that there was a possibility to do this. So again, when you're looking at these stories and you realize that the people that they're making be the bad guy is somebody that looked like me and not the kid who was playing for a certain team in Tampa who got actual stats in the game that's going back to college that don't look like me, understand where we are. I'm not saying this to change your mind, but just take a look at it. Before you go making any judgments, just take a look, take a step back and look at the entire landscape and see what's important. That being said, I want to welcome everybody. We got Keith Hadley from Fangs Up Podcast, Jamie Walker from SIAC Sit Down, Marlo Jamal. Man, how y'all doing?
I wish we had the technology that these kids have now. You know how many YouTube pages and OnlyFans pages or fans only page I have?
That man said, wait a minute. Marlo!
Man, y'all don't know you don't know what I've been through.
You know what?
Hey, boy, I wish. They talking about these kids getting monetized. What?
But you gotta,
Marlo,
do you
Marlo
know
out here trying to be Magic Mike before Magic Mike.
What?
I'm gonna try and steer this in a clean territory. You got to understand there are kids making thousands of dollars a month playing video games on Twitch. So all of
Would have
this
been
is
playing
just
some games. Wouldn't have been no video. Well, it would have been a video.
so me trying to steer that ship just went completely left.
You should
Well,
have
let's
known.
go ahead and yeah, I did. I should have known. Let's get right into it. Mr. Walker, welcome to the show. I'm gonna
Yes,
get
sir.
right into it.
Appreciate it.
Give me your players to watch or breakout stars.
Oh wow. Well, players to watch, of course. You reflect on the quarterback position often, especially when it comes throughout the SIAC, because that's usually those that have, the better teams actually do, do well when they have a good signal caller. But I think this year is a little bit different. You got an old quarterback in Morehouse, in Miles Scott. You got a younger quarterback at Clark Atlanta, Xavier Jackson. But I don't think either one of those teams win the SIAC for you. So I think look no further than the state of Florida down there in Duval. John Terrius Thomas on offense, running back, preseason offensive player of the year. It is leading this Ed Waters attack, man. I think this year, with a full year of Brian Jenkins at the helm, I think that is the team you look for, a breakout star. It showed it last year, got right at 1,000 yards. And so I think when you're talking about who's doing it this year, it would be him, I think, from the running back position. But don't sleep on their offense as a whole. They like to throw that thing around too. So we'll see what happens. Hadn't named the starting quarterback yet, but he's recruited well and brought in some players. So, between him, former coach, head coach Eric Dooley, I think you'll see some things this year.
All right, so
Shout out to EWC.
They have approved our credentials for the Savannah State game.
Shout
Are you
out to
calling that
them.
game?
Hey,
Man,
what day is it? Savannah State game?
I am not.
I can make sure I take that game.
The September 19th, I want to say.
Oh, go ahead.
All right.
Keep you on mute.
Okay, you're talking about that game. I will actually be on the 5th, the Morehouse Clark Atlanta game, the Labor Day Classic.
Ooh.
That'll be a good one right there.
The EW and
being
Savannah
at the
State
beginning of the year is
the 19th. It's the 19th.
So, all right.
You just gonna have to leave my pass at the gate for that one, sure. I'll be there when I get off.
All right. So, all right. So everybody, we EWC people over here, but I'm gonna try and be fair because we got guests.
We absolutely are.
So I'm gonna ask. Virginia Union has been known to have a running back or two. Do they have one this year?
I mean, I think they will. They churn out running backs all the time. They have not named a starter yet. And I haven't been able to see their depth charts yet. But Curtis Allen was one that got, plenty of time when Jada Byers was there. So they churn out running backs and they also get a whole lot of time. So whoever the backup was last year probably got plenty of time, but they always have. And I got to give shout out to running back coach Diego Riley, who should be up next for a head coaching job. But they always have a core running back room. And I expect no drop off at all. It's just what they do between him and head coach Alvin Parker, former running back himself. I think they'll have a formidable backfield, but they have not named.
Man, I think Diego need to go ahead and get ready to be a head coach somewhere. Right.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. He was real close, very close, at a couple of different spots. One in particular, somebody else got another good person got the job. And I'm not gonna spill the beans on it, but he was really close to getting a head coaching spot. Didn't get it this time, but I'm sure his time is coming.
Okay, so. All right, I'm gonna try to say this without being messy.
That's everything, Troy.
I personally think the best quarterback in the conference might be at Benedict.
Okay,
he was the best quarterback at FAMU last year.
That I was Keith. You beat me to it. Keith, you beat me to it. You beat me to it, Keith. I mean, I don't think that's being messy, Troy. I think it's the truth because we've seen him. He was very high on our charts in terms of what he should have been able to do last season. I don't think a lot of people in the SIAC might be familiar with him, and that's gonna probably work in Benedict's favor. But he can sling a ball for real. His mama named him right.
I think it's a 1 year stop for him too, though. I think I think that's the ugly part of it. Like, it's a 1 year stop, and then he's coming back. The question is, where does he go? And I'll be honest, I'd be very surprised if a school like a Southern doesn't make a call for him next year, just so that I just question. You put him at a Southern or a PV, what does that do to balance the conference?
I mean, honestly, everybody in the conference should probably be calling him next year, but everybody isn't.
Well, okay. So,
because if he want to come back and wear orange and green again, gladly, please come on back home, sir. We sorry. The old babysitter is gone.
Fuck that dude.
Wow. This is not the show. Like, this has somehow turned into Club the Baby Seal show.
It has not.
I wish I had a sledgehammer. Damn a club.
Okay. So
we ain't got nobody at the park. Let's keep it a buck. And if he gonna be there for a 1 year rental and go somewhere else, and you talking about like Southern, I don't even think Southern know what the hell they doing with their quarterback.
See, we club
who the QB coach over there? No. This is a serious question. Who's the QB coach at Southern right now?
I don't even know.
We doing SIAC, by the way. And we just clubbed two baby seals that had.
I'm not sure, but based on what they're talking about. Based on what they're talking about doing, that QB may be the wrong person. Maybe the wrong. I mean, as talented as he is, you build your offense around him. But I think they're going to more of a go-go set. So, I think the quarterback legs are important in whatever they do. We'll see.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm just going to point out the Pick a Blue Nation. It was not me. I did not club the baby seal this time.
You just did.
How in the hell is Marshall Park the highest paid coach in the SWAC?
Oh hell, here we go.
Why? You know what? We need to.
It's too early for a
Hey,
commercial. We might as well keep going.
all right. So impact transfers into the SIAC. Who do we have as impact transfers in the SIAC?
Ooh,
That's a
wow,
tough one.
that's a great
I
question. Yeah, it's
Jet.
tough for a few different reasons because, yeah, I mean, he would have to be the number one. You got to think about what Benedict is and what they've been. I think they were a quarterback away last year from winning it. You got to, Albany State was the squad, under head coach Quinn Gray that was loaded. I mean, they brought back 22 starters last year amongst all phases of ball. And so they were already equipped to go ahead and win it all. But Benedict was right there. And when you play, that second and third game against Albany State, showed what Benedict could do. But I think their quarterback play limited them. Both quarterbacks, they got the transfer in from John C. Smith, Darius Ocean, and really didn't get what they thought they would get from him. They also had a backup that was already on the roster, Jackson Jensen, that you thought was going to be, quality as well. He, showed some glimpses, but they were a signal caller away. Their defense was absolutely loaded. So if they would have gotten at least decent quarterback play, they'd have been just fine. You bring in Jet and you play halfway decent defense this year, they're going to give teams a run, even though Benedict is probably not picked to win it, only because they lost so many in the transfer portal. But give Coach Ron Dickinson credit. They've been able to replenish what they have through the portal, starting off with Jet.
I got a question for you, James. What do we look for in year number 2 with Felton Huggins at the helm for Kentucky State? And can they repeat the success they had last season going into this season?
They can, because they have an absolute high-powered offense, man. They got those receivers coming back. They have Darius Cyprian coming back, who was an absolute stud last year. I think if you were able to look at our interview on SIAC Sit Down with Coach Huggins, he feels like that team is already ready. It was just a matter of taking that next step. You got to remember, they had some quarterback issues, but having multiple quarterbacks on the roster that could play may be a little bit different. They had Denham Johnson last year along with Bardell. A couple of different styles. One was more of a runner. Coach Huggins likes more of a passer. So it's one of those things that whoever settles down at that quarterback position and plays, if they can throw the ball, those outside weapons. They did lose their stud running back to the portal, but someone that can get those tough yards, I think would be valuable. But they could absolutely repeat. They are scary. Very scary offense. Defensively, they'll have to replace some people. Navy Curry was one of those players that switched from quarterback to defense, ended up being a really good corner, and he was able to get that into another opportunity. So he's not there anymore. So whoever will step up and play, and they play halfway decent defense, I think they'll be fine too. But Kentucky State is absolutely scary and can win it all.
Kentucky State play football the way I like it. They chunk it all over the field, and if you don't make a play, it could go to the house. So,
Yeah, but it also is a detriment because people gonna be sitting on those short route meshes, those short route concepts, and they gonna want you to run.
And they were able to do some of that last year. I forgot the kid's name. He was a freshman last year, and they were able to do some of that when people would, back up and play coverage, they were able to run the football. But if they're able to continue doing that this year, they should have no trouble in the SIAC. They'll be one of those top 3 squads. And we're going to see what they can do against Southern real early.
Yeah, they let Grambling off the hook last year.
Yep.
Grambling stole that one. And
I don't.
somebody would have got fired. Somebody would have got fired that after the game.
I don't know if Pickaboo Nation is watching, but I think Kentucky State could probably upset them.
That's a bold take.
You just club a whole baby, 2 baby seals right there in the same nation.
That's a bold take.
I don't. Is it though? Is it that bold of a take?
I think it is when you're considering that Southern's a better team than they were last year. Which, it sounds crazy to say that, but I don't think we really realize how bad they were last year. Like, they sucked.
Again,
I mean, it just depends on what they are. No, go ahead, Troy.
I was gonna say, as far as D2 is concerned, that the SIAC conference got a good group of coaches. They have a solid group of coaches, and I don't know if Marshall Faulk is there yet. Dang, I am sitting here just bashing the baby seal for fun. I am not trying to bash Southern. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want nobody to think that I just turned the show into a. What you gonna say, Marlo?
No, I'm just saying you talking about you don't know if he there yet. He don't know if he there yet.
Oh my
He
God.
ain't never did this.
Oh my God. Oh my
What?
Jesus.
Where the lie at in it? He has never did this.
You better be ready because it's coming August 29th. Coming on Saturday. Ain't got too much time left.
Well, yeah, he about to find out. I don't know. Like again, he gonna find out. But so I'm probably jumping the gun a little bit, but I'm curious. Does Fort Valley State make that jump? And the reason that I ask because coming out of media day,
The jump to what? The jump
Jump
to
to
what?
what?
The jump to
Troy?
what? The
What
jump
did
to
I jump
what?
into?
Unfortunately, Fort Valley State has only won 3 games in SWAC the last 3 seasons, and 2 of
Yeah.
them was against us and goddamn glasses.
Where are they
no, I'm
jumping
talking
to?
about
They
Fort
jumping
Valley
over the
State.
bridge into the
Time
Gulf Coast?
out.
Huh?
Time out. I'm talking
They
about Fort
jumping
Valley.
into the Gulf?
No, man, you
I'm talking
said
about
Fort Valley State, and my brain heard Mississippi Valley. Fort Valley State, on the other hand, yes, I think they have a good team this year.
Listen, and I'm up here talking about the Gulf because I'm thinking I'm right with you. I'm right with you, Jabal. I done heard a totally different
I'm
school.
blaming
I'm talking
Marlo
about
because he been throwing haymakers at Southern since we started this damn call.
How did I get you straight? I didn't say nothing about this.
Strange.
Oh man, we are
Said I ain't say
completely out
nothing
of whack
about
right
Fort
now.
Valley.
No,
Let me reel it back.
he ain't throwing haymakers. We doing drive-bys up in here.
But the reason
Walk
that I asked,
walk bys with slingshots.
you know what?
Yeah,
the
nah.
reason that I asked,
But no, Fort Valley actually is this their first year without his name, or was he last year?
No, it's the second year. Second year
Second
with
year. So
Coach Watson.
yeah. With Watson. So I don't know. I think they'll be all right this year.
the reason that I ask is because they came out of media day with a lot of bravado. Keith, I think you still muted again.
Sorry about that. Yeah, can they beat their daddy again? That's my question.
Ooh.
Look, We gonna be fake and act like every time they
It'll
go to
be
Columbus.
interesting.
It will be
Like this
interesting.
year, it should be interesting. But this past forever, the Fountain City Classic has belonged to Albany.
Don't you
Like
ever
Yeah.
say this past forever again.
but it's the truth.
This past forever is crazy.
I
Albany
mean,
State runs that rivalry.
if they are going to beat them, it is going to be this year. And primarily because Albany State is a completely different team than they have been these last 2-3 years.
Almost a decade. Like they
Yeah,
still like. I mean, what was it? Last week before last, they were still asking questions about the offense. Like
yeah.
in the news reports, it's like who's going to be the starting quarterback, and I was like, it was at that moment I realized this game against FAMU, you effed up. FAMU by
I
70.
mean, he kind of said he was fucked up at the 220 club this week, which also I think that was cool, by the way, that they invited him down to the 220 club
Ain't
to
like there's
meet.
anything else to do in Albany. I mean, he was down here getting a haircut
Hey,
anyway.
hey man, I got people in Albany, okay?
I got cousins all over South Georgia.
All
But
right,
the
I got
truth
one
is,
of my favorite
So is
aunties
this the
live in
pick and blue and
Albany. All
gold game
right,
right there? The Fountain City Classic, the
Albany,
pick of blue and gold game.
Albany State got a blue. Albany State got a
I was
blue.
about to say Albany State blue don't change.
Same thing with Fort Valley. They still wear that
They
same blue and
they
yellow
got
from
they blues don't
1998.
change.
I just want to say, Albany State fan, don't pay attention to my podcast, mate. Thank you for your coach.
What did I say that was
I
wrong? I just said y'all gonna put
I
belt to
First of
behind.
all, I saw a young lady on TikTok said, "Only reason why y'all gonna beat us because y'all stole our coach." And I was like, "We don't steal what is ours. That man is a rattler. What are you talking about? He was never gonna be there 30 years.
Ever.
Never.
And
He was
did.
never gonna be. Y'all should have enjoyed him while he was there, because there ain't no way in hell y'all thought that Quinn Gray was gonna be a lifelong Fort Valley State man. Ain't no way.
Only thing to do in Albany is go to the sausage store and that little bootleg zoo they got on the outside.
That's
Damn.
it.
Now
And get the
in
fuck out the way when the masters come.
in Albany defense, I had seen a Southern Southern rap show. 8 Ball,
Oh
MJG,
yeah.
Juvenile, Mystery Tour.
Yeah.
All of them was there.
No, you know what?
They get shows.
They had a good, well, if you like cars and racing, they had a good grudge match up there at the Speedway a couple weeks ago. If that's for all my big tie racing fans. Cause that man had a dunk on 26s. Oh my god. I can talk about cars all day.
I don't want to derail the podcast, but I got some questions. But I'm gonna try and keep us focused and keep us moving ahead because we got some stuff to get to.
This podcast has the extreme level of ADHD. Good luck.
Not the extreme level.
Baby, we borderline got Tourette's.
Look, it's okay. We build that into the script. Like the script
And what people had Keith is the producer. Keith used to not be on screen, and then he realized we don't be reading the chat like that.
No. So he gotta chime in. Because he know we got ADHD, we got mild Tourette syndrome, so we got all the things going on here. And I used to be the one that try to calm us down. Yeah, that shit done sailed. It's out. It's lost its teeth.
Got that on the dark side.
I better be glad I'm at work right now. If I was at home, I'd have been smoked.
Oh man. Well, now, okay. So we talked about the highs. Let's talk about some lows. Lane College was picked last in the conference.
But they beat Tennessee State a few years ago.
They did, Keith. They did, Keith. And I have no earthly idea. What? Yes, I do. different
Yeah.
coaching staff, and they had players, man.
And on any given Saturday, like
Yeah.
is you can be who hell the Hurricanes can lose to us in 2 weeks. It could be on any given Saturday. It don't matter. Either your team gonna show up to play or they not gonna show up to play and they gonna get hit in the
And
mouth.
they beat them, and they beat them in the hole too, right? That
Yes.
year.
Yeah,
Yes.
They
they
did.
did.
I
So
just
man, Lane has been but Lane has been the bottom of the conference for the last 5 years, and
Longer
they
than
have
that.
had longer than that. But in the last 5 years, they haven't averaged no more than like 3 wins a season.
So never mind. I was about to never mind. Never mind.
About to
Lane
So
been
fall.
one of those weird positions
something
though.
very
Like
interesting about Lane is that one of the so they're now AD came from Russ College in the HBCU athletic conference. And I believe Dillard's former AD is now the associate AD there.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
well,
They
I
about to
got
turn some
questions.
things around.
I have one question. Do Lane alumni get mad?
for
Because
what?
No,
when you
The question is, do
No.
Lane alumni know their alumni?
I
Wait a
mean,
Damn.
minute. Hey, hey,
they're
mute
not
Danny.
Knoxville
Hey,
College or
mute Danny.
anything.
That ooh. What?
God damn.
What?
I think
Nothing.
oh, my other question is, what are they gonna do down there on the plains in the chicken coop, aka Tuskegee? That's what my man Melanated call them that. Call them the chicken coop. But what are they doing down there at Tuskegee? They can write that ship. Like what is Ruffin and Aaron Jackson doing? Like
They got some players, man. Last year they were just injured. When you lose a starting quarterback and a couple of pieces early, man, that just derails whatever plans you had. But they got EJ Hall coming back. Definitely threat on the outside. They got some players that's been in the program for the last 2 years that should give them a leg up. It's just a matter of whether or not, and the quarterback that played at the end last year should be the starter this year, even though Coach James always does the rotating quarterback thing, and it never seems to work out for the entire season. So it'll be interesting to see, because I think, as much as I like Coach James, he's on the clock. And as much as the success of other parts of the programs been, the facilities and things of that nature has come up, it's time for football to start winning again. You're talking about the winningest HBCU football squad, ever. And so, what does that look like? As much as Coach James is a proud alum, a winner in his own right as a quarterback at that school. There are some coaches waiting in the wings, and depending on what goes on, you never know what occurs. They're ready to win, and ready to win now.
Yeah, and we can't act like Tuskegee alumni don't have like that's one of those schools that they're a quiet blue blood. Like
Yeah,
you get around the alumni and they'll remind you they got some money. But
Yep.
that's one of those schools where they rebuilt a band program from the ashes, and it went from being nothing. And part of it was great leadership from a person who graduated from FAMU. But that band went from nothing to being the best in the SIAC real quick, and one of the better bands in all of HBCU. So, much to your point, I think that that's going to be a serious concern. And also, we got to say the quiet part out loud. If you're one of those three HBCUs that is considering making that jump to Division 1, you got to have football that's going to have people wanting to come to it, because Tuskegee's got Tuskegee's got it worse than a lot of us when it comes to just getting to Tuskegee. Like, let's be honest, you ain't flying to Tuskegee,
Nope.
and most people don't want to drive there. So you have to have that consideration as well, to where you got to have some type of winning football program on there so that you can draw at least the local schools. Because heck, even Tallahassee, you're talking 3.5, 4 hours. Like, that's not a ride most people want to make.
Especially not from Tuskegee. Not at all. And I'm not being mean. It's just it's Tuskegee and Alcorn are like in the same boat to me.
Yeah, you got one street in, and that same street takes you out,
And again,
and you
not
might
saying that
die
with
trying
shade
to
of
have
being
two
mean.
cars on that road at the same time. You might die
I don't.
Jesus.
You
Damn.
know,
because
I really wanted.
the road is only big enough for like 1.5 cars. Be careful.
Y'all messing it up for everybody because I really want to go and be in the shed as long as I'm chewing on stuff on my bunions. I
I
want to
mean,
be
no,
in the shed.
okay, but no, I'm not like okay. I've been to Tuskegee. It's a beautiful campus, wonderful place. It was just getting there. I was like, I'm not a person that goes stir crazy unless I'm on like long flights. I was in the car. I was like, bro, please, like, what is going on?
It's
Like,
hurtful. It's a painful trip.
why? And then it was like nothing but trees. I'm like, I can't even say
I
pull
mean,
over
your
at the
best,
truck stop.
if you really think about it, your best bet to get to Tuskegee, fly to Atlanta and make that drive. Ain't no but an hour and 15 minute drive from Atlanta to Tuskegee. You go past Auburn.
It's the worst drive. It is a bad drive. It is like driving. If you have never rode on that east stretch of I-10 in between Jacksonville and Tallahassee, it is brutal and it is hell. It is just like that.
I have driven 82 in Alabama. Nothing can be worse.
And you shouldn't have done that shit, and I bet you won't do that shit no more.
It is Alabama.
Like and that east stretch of I-10 is probably one of the worst stretches in this damn country. I'm convinced.
I don't know. Hell, the west going west on 10 is terrible.
And yeah, West on 10 is too, because once you leave
From
out of
Tallahassee,
Tallahassee, you don't get the shit.
nothing.
You roll through you roll through Panama City, and in Pensacola ain't shit but a pit stop. You don't stop there, and you half-ass want to stop in Pascagoula. It is bad.
And Pascal, ain't that what? You know what? This ain't that show.
Yeah, they ain't that show, but yeah.
What's going on, little baby? So again, I'm gonna keep everything moving because I know our producer, you know, he wants to make sure we stay on point because we got the best producer in the land, Section Chocolate. But going through this list of teams, we talked about a bunch of teams. We haven't talked about Savannah State, another team that we don't know what to expect from them.
Shout out to my nephew.
I don't think Savannah State know what they expect from them either.
They're young, man.
They are
incredibly young. But I'm gonna tell you what Coach Howard has done. I think he knows he's gonna take his lumps. But he has recruited the city of Atlanta and surrounding areas hard. Don't know if you know Creekside High School, state champion, got their quarterback. And you know, he's a winner. He's been around the game for a long time. I don't know if he'll start this year, but that was one of the problems with Savannah State last year. Aaron Kelton had a really good defense, but they couldn't score the ball to save their life. And so I think even though, you know, Coach Howard is a defensive coach, I think he's conscious of the fact that they have to get better offensively. And so, you know, they'll be young. They're going to, you know, finish probably at the bottom of the pack this year. But I think, you know, look for them in the you know, the coming years to be a contender. But yeah, they are incredibly young, and they're going to face some adversity early playing the defending national champions.
Georgia Thighs, I would say bet your eyebrows, but I don't know a Albany State podcaster, so that would not be fair. But welcome to the show.
Well, how about this? Let's bet lap dances, Georgia Thighs.
That's not something you get in Tallahassee. That is illegal in Tallahassee, so you know.
I am interested In that bet, what you put the disclaimer up? We are talking business. I'm kidding.
Oh my goodness. Unless you're gonna do it.
For those of you that are new to the podcast, I, for very selfish reasons, am trying to keep me on the good side of his wife. Because
hey, he done told you he don't negotiate with terrorists, so
I do not negotiate with terrorists. Sorry. But I honor my bets. So I hope you honor yours.
Oh my goodness.
Lord.
Oh goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh shit.
Y'all misbehaving in front of company.
Listen. I really did say we got, when we have guests on, we got to behave because we have guests on. We have he is a honored play-by-play guy.
He is. You know how you have the people that come to your house and be like, man, I'm not fixing you no water.
That's hey, I love that. I love it. I love it. Get my ass up and go fix it. Go in the kitchen. Hey, thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
hilarity ensues.
Again,
Troy don't even know how to get it back on track no more.
It's okay.
I know, but I'm trying.
You want to throw it to a break real quick, Troy?
Oh, yeah, we'll throw it to a break real quick. We'll come back, and I'm going to ask you about Central State.
Oh my God! This is your invitation to the moment. The Divine Nine, the bands, the parties, the performances, creating memories with your people. So pull up to the 2026 Orange Blossom Classic. It just hits different. Labor Day weekend, Miami Gardens, Florida. It's the culture, the connection, the pride. One weekend, one experience, one big community. Get your tickets now at orangeblossomclassic.com.
A new tradition begins. The Birmingham Football Classic at Legion Field. The Southern Jaguars versus the Alabama State Hornets, Saturday, August 29th. Two elite programs bringing the hits, the bands, and the culture. Watch two former NFL players turn head coaches go head-to-head on the biggest stage. Tickets start at $27. Visit ImpactTickets.com for more information. Don't wait. Get yours now.
I get it, but I would almost rather, this is my personal opinion, and I think part of this is the fact that I question the leadership of the MEAC. I'll say that in a very nice way. You have something laying in your lap. Literally, you could work it out between the MEAC and the SWAC schools where you literally, the first week of the season, play each other. And have it almost like a MEAC SWAC challenge and have the actual MEAC SWAC, football game be the crown jewel, the one in Atlanta, but have the other ones be the appetizers. And so it's still something, and I understand you don't want to, maybe dilute the fan base.
They do have a MEAC SWAC challenge. They used to have it here in Orlando.
They do, but I'm saying they should have the entire conference. All the SWAC schools and
play
each
other
that you should play each other. And then that way, the end of the night, 8:00, you have that be your feature game. And whoever the conference that has a better game, you get the little preseason trophy for the conference. And then all roads lead to the celebration.
Man, so we're back. I want to thank everybody in the building for talking. We're going to talk SIAC football. There is a program that was a once proud program, Central State, that has fallen on hard times. do they have a path back?
They do.
They got a Seminole as a head coach too.
Yeah, they do. They do. I think they're gonna surprise some people this year, but you got to understand, Central State school stuff is probably affecting their athletic program. When it comes to pouring money into athletics, it's not really something they can do right now. But they've been working hard. As for Valley from last year, Coach Carter has brought swag to the program, has brought a little bit of stability, and he's recruiting that area well. The area of Ohio, reached into Detroit, Chicago. He's recruited that area well because it really, monetarily doesn't cost you a whole lot. They hadn't, done much stretching down south, but in that area, definitely has done a lot of recruiting. His quarterback will be coming from one of the opponents they played last year that beat him, I think Kentucky Wesleyan. So he's the real deal. And so they're going to look, they're going to run up on some folks this year. They are going to run up on some folks. Defensively, lots of improvement from last year. They're not a squad that got blown out in a whole lot of games. They were in a great deal of the games they played last year and snuck up on people and won some games they shouldn't. This year, the expectations are higher, even though everyone's sleeping on them. If they can just, when you're talking about them traveling, that's always a thing. When you're taking those long bus rides in certain areas, it is a thing where they have to account for all of those things. And that's where, when your program doesn't have a lot of money going in and a lot of money poured into the athletic program, it is an interesting thing. But that athletic director, Miss Brown, from FAMU, ironically, has done all she can to infuse life into that Central State program, and they're going to run up on some people, but it's not to where they're going to be in the upper echelon, but they're right there in the middle of the pack.
You said athletic director from FAMU that's working. Okay.
And a coach from FSU that's working.
Yep.
But I do kind of question out loud, is that a team where they almost should start to reconsider conferences? Like, is the SIAC financially not a good fit? Like, geographically, that's kind of my question.
Keith, I'm gonna tell you, man, it's gonna be interesting. I hate to even speak this into existence, but Central State and Kentucky State have to do some reevaluating in general. I don't know if you've heard much about Kentucky State and what they're trying to do to that school in general, but there's some rumors it may not even be football there in a few years, man. And that student body is fighting to try to keep that school as it is right now, instead of turning into a trade school of sorts or some kind of other institution. But Central State's fighting the same fight. Their financial issues are have been well documented, and it affects what they do athletically. And so when you're talking about the conference, I think for the last few years, the questions of whether or not they should remain in the SIAC geographically do come in, man. And that's a long ride, man. It just is. And trying to maintain and keep up and actually be successful with all your programs, really, man, it's tough for them. And so should they be thinking about something else? Maybe. But that's a proud football program, man. The likes of Hugh Douglas, the likes of Eric Williams, the history of that program. Billy Joe, at one time, winning national championships. It's one of those things, man, where you hate to see that go, but in the landscape of what collegiate football is now, where you got to have money to survive, they have some other things to think about, even as just a regular institution to stay open. So we'll see what happens, man.
All right. Must-watch games this season. What do you have on your list for SIAC must-watch games this season?
October 3rd. October 3rd. Kentucky State travels to Duval. I will be there for the Edward Waters game. Yes, I'll be calling that game with Marvin James. And man, that I think that's the game of the year. I said it back in the summer, and I still stick by that, man. I think you got two high-powered offenses, two coaches that that have been around. Huggins being the younger guy, Coach Jenkins being the elder statesman. I'm curious to see what that game is, but I think that is remember the Edward Waters Virginia Union game last year, just high powered. I think this is even better because they are what I think. If I'm looking at Coach Jenkins and what they've recruited, fireworks all over the field, man. Fireworks. Just if they can stay healthy up until that point, I think that's the game of the year.
Anybody? All right, so that's
look, that battle between the two Atlanta schools, that to me is, you get a nice little something early in the season. That's going to be interesting. What is that? First game of the season, second game, first conference game, Labor Day Classic, Clark Atlanta versus Morehouse, and of course the Fountain City Classic. Like, I don't think, as much as I just poke fun at Fort Valley, and you just said this is their window, this is the game you kind of got to watch. Like, when they go to Columbus, it's a meeting in the middle between the two schools, both of them about an hour and some change. This is Fort Valley's chance to get some get back over a team that they have not had success against.
I know this is an out of conference game. Benedict versus Johnson C. Smith.
Ooh, love it.
It's gonna be some fun.
Yeah. John C. Smith is the champ. Champ of the CIAA. And I think they're coming down with that championship mentality. They just named their quarterback, the guy from UCLA. Is their starting QB. Coach Flowers, loves to chuck that around. But I think that defensively they are coming loaded too. Vincent Hill, former Tuskegee linebacker. And so I think they're coming loaded, but I think everyone is sleeping on Benedict. I think they really are. I think you don't get a whole lot. The polls always tend to go chalk when it comes to what teams are, but you really don't know until you've kind of studied and seen where everybody's kind of settled after the transfer portal. And I think Benedict, we talked about it earlier. Benedict has done well in the transfer portal. Coach Dickinson Jr. I always want to mention that because he honors his dad. Talks about it a lot. If teams didn't come pluck their players, it wouldn't be an indication of them of such a good job that they're doing. So obviously they're doing stuff that that merits teams coming in and picking off their players. They are coached up well, and so the players that they decided to pick and kind of settle is a cultural fit according to Coach Dickinson Jr. So I think John C. Smith better not come down there sleeping on him. I'll tell you that. That's going to be an interesting game. I think one of the better games of the weekend, D1 or D2.
So there is another game, out of conference game, Florida Memorial and Allen. I'm partial to this game because I saw Florida Memorial knock off the number 10 team in NAIA. They had it rough after that, but
I think Flomo is another one though. You kind of asked the question: is the off the field stuff creep onto on the field? Like we just got the news reports about kind of the negative rating they got, and that's despite Flomo being different. Like, not just being different because of location, but Flomo is one of the few HBCUs with aeronautical program, and even that, a lot of times an aeronautical pharmacy that draws your students who are non-traditional to HBCUs. So seeing them still kind of struggle, even with that, and a lot of it be based on their acceptance rate, not the completion rate. I think I'm just hoping none of that carries onto the field.
Yeah, great point, Keith, man. Because I think that coming out lately, man, is athletics your priority right now. Whereas people are talking about your school shutting completely down. So I don't know. It hadn't affected them much because I tell you what, Florida Memorial will come up and beat you. Teddy Keys has talked about this often. The caliber of players they're able to get may have not been, successful at other programs, but they can play and they can get in Florida Memorial. And so it's one of those things where, they come up and smack a D2 squad in the mouth. As Edward Waters. And so, yeah, I think that'll be a good game. And they are fully capable of beating Allen. Fully capable. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Listen, I am a huge fan of Mike Jones.
Who?
Forget.
I was gonna do it. I was like,
2 years ago, he was the NAIA Assistant of the Year. That head coach went on to Chicago State, and he got the helm and has been doing a dang good job. I almost cussed, but I didn't. He's doing a dang good job because, again, being at Southeastern, watching them play, and by the way, for those who don't really understand NAIA D2 football, Southeastern has better facilities than Bethune-Cookman. So
that ain't a stretch.
Oh, my bad.
And it costs about the same.
Yeah.
Nayland has better facilities than Bethune-Cookman. They cross the
street. You walked into that one.
Keith, take over real quick. I'll be right back.
So, kind of in general, when you're looking at that program, actually both of them, kind of look at Flomo. We love them. But when you just kind of looking at some of the games on the TV schedule here, we got our must-watch ones, but what's that one that you're going to tell people that might not be on the must-watch list, but that's like, hey, don't sleep on it?
Oh, wow. From the D2 ranks, man, I'll tell you what, and we've kind of discussed them too. A lot of matchups between the CIAA and the SIAC this week, going on. I would say another one of those would be Livingstone and Allen. I think they play each other tough. A few years ago, they couldn't even complete the game because of lightning. But I think, Livingstone's real improved. I think last year they were able to get the places they have not been before. And I think head coach Sean Gilbert wants to have that squad, ascend in the top half of the CIAA. And so when they play SIAC schools, they oftentimes want to win bad in the worst way. In fact, in the bumper, when you talked about a loss, moment of being able to have those squads play, everybody in the conference should have the first week. Should take the first week. Same thing with the D2s, like I said about the D1s. Should be the first week to be able to do that, man. Go ahead and get it done. Then, of course, the prize at the end. But D2s, of course, play in the playoffs. But yeah, a golden opportunity, and as many schools as possible are playing. So that's a game. Elizabeth City State versus Fort Valley is a good one coming up too. Elizabeth City State is not not the doormat of old. They got Adrian Jones from Shaw a couple of years ago. Now has kind of shifted that program, and so looking to see real good game, sneaky good game. So those two stick out in particular, but I'm looking forward to some of these D1 games and the D2 D1 games, which D1 gonna get knocked off or has the possibility of getting knocked off. And I think, Southern, we joked about it earlier. It'll be interesting because Kentucky State and Felton Huggins is from the area. He wanted to get Grambling bad last year, and I know it killed him. This year, I think the players is coming back are focused. Not that they'll get them, because you always talking about scholarship totals and things of that nature. But man, but when it comes to heart, I think Kentucky State's heart will be in this game, and so we'll see what happens if Southern doesn't bring their A game or think they're gonna just run over Kentucky State. They got another thing coming.
And the SIAC is kind of one of those cradles of coaching, especially within HBCUs. Who's the next man up? We saw Quinn Gray come over, this last year. We've seen what, South Carolina State. We've seen what he's done. Who's the next guy that's coming out of the SIAC that's like two eyes, watch out for this brother. He might end up at one of these schools and make some noise.
Wow, man. You know what's crazy? I think the next guy up is not coaching this year.
Yeah, I got you.
Mr. Keaton. Because I think it's his time. I think he's been seeking that opportunity and deserves it. But if it was a coach that's currently on a staff going into, I would say Ron Dickerson Jr. Because I think he is shown he can go to any kind of program and be successful. And I think when you're talking about the pedigree, I think you're talking about who he's worked for, what he's able to implement, what he's able to do despite the money, and garner support. I think you give him a bigger budget and some time. I think he does what you need to do at your D1 program. So I think Ron Dickerson Jr. could be one of those coaches that you look out for, because you got to see what they do. They've improved. You talking about Chennis Berry being the creme de la creme, goes to South Carolina State, hadn't lost a conference game yet. You follow him, and in your first year, you get hired late. You still win some games and kind of keep the program afloat. Then you bring some players in, you start winning, and then you continue with the win despite people plucking your players. Hey, you can see he can do more with less.
He just wasn't winning. He was actually whooping some ass last season. When you look at it, it was just the one game against Albany State, which it could have went, both ways. But if you see that game was hard hitting from start to finish.
You're right, Doc. It could have been. I mean, it could have gone either way, man. And in fact, they ain't gonna say it, but they think they might have got jobbed at the end of that game, in the second and third game. So, it was right there for the taking.
I mean, because you look at it, you going from 10-3. You went 10-3. Maybe two of those games. You looking at maybe 12-1, and get it to the third round of playoffs.
Yeah, but another one before we get Troy back in with the SIAC. You kind of mentioned how Central State's on the rocks, Kentucky State's on the rocks. Do you see a school like Bluefield State or West Virginia State kind of making that decision, or even the SIAC approaching those schools and saying, hey, come back to your roots? Or kind of, since we know their enrollment is predominantly white, but they're historically black, they kind of stay in that space where they're at now?
It would all depend on the school and what they want to do, because I don't think Commissioner Anthony Holloman would have a problem with either one of those institutions. You got to understand, Spring Hill is part of the conference. I know, they'll be moving on, but I don't think they have a problem. Either them or the CIAA have a problem with white institutions coming into the conference, at least for associate membership. So I could see that absolutely being a thing, because I think, they have HBCU roots, despite their current enrollment, but I don't, they fit right in. And man, you got to consider too, all this talk that you always hear about these schools moving up to Division I, you're eventually going to have to replenish some pieces. I don't know if maybe a Tuskegee, Clark Atlanta, Morehouse move up into the D1 ranks. It's always been rumored. I think Morehouse has spoken real loud about it. So I don't know if that happens. I've always had this discussion based on the schools in the MEAC. I think Tuskegee and Morehouse fit their academic profile. I think Tuskegee as a sports institution may fit more of the SWAC. But I think if you're talking about what the schools are in relation to their academic prowess and what they consider, I think they fit more of the MEAC profile. But I don't know if they'll ever do it and spend the money to do it. But they've, been talking about, moving up into the FCS ranks. And so, you got to have schools eventually move up, from other areas. And West Virginia would be pretty good. I would say within the blueprint of both the CIAA and the SIAC. SIAC more so than anything.
I'm about to take a break from this for a second and ask some close to home questions about your school in Greensboro.
Well, go ahead, sir.
It's year two. It's year two. And as I'm looking, and I don't have no dog in this fight, but can y'all stop 62 points in the Aggie Eagle Classic?
Yeah, I think they can this year. I think it took Coach Sean Gibbs to realize just how depleted the roster was to get his type of guys in, and so I think they can this year. I think they'll be better. I think the record is not going to be you can't go anywhere but up. But I think but I think it took the level of toughness and transition to get A&T where it needs to be. They're playing in a tough conference, but I would tell you what, it's depleted to where it used it's I won't say a shell of what it used to be, but some quality teams have left that conference. And I think by default it should be better. In general. I'm talking about the conference in general, because if you look at any, FCS measuring stick, the CAA has fallen down, I would say maybe 5th or 6th if you're ranking all the FCS conferences now. There's some conferences that have come up. But yeah, and I think they have the opportunity. They're a little more equal to the opponents that they currently have in the CAA. Basketball, other sports have done better. Football has just been that one that it has taken a while to get done. And I think, full disclosure, I was, me and the former head coach, Vincent Brown, actually coached together in high school. And so it has taken a while for the transition between Vincent and Sean Gibbs now. And now that they're implementing those players, you should see improvement this year. I think, again, the record's not going to look like it would if they were still maybe in the MEAC or just any other conference in general, because you got to understand, it wasn't just the fact that they moved into the CAA and just started losing. They went to the Big South first. They took their lump in the first year and then finished second in the Big South in that second year. And so should have won it. Garner Webb, took it at the end, but should have won it. And so it's not a matter of, yes, CAA, once upon a time was a quality conference. But, when you're talking about the financial implications, when you're talking about all the stuff that you have to do to revamp you as a team, a lot of starting over took place. And so now in the second year, I'm fully expected to be improvement.
I'll tell you this, Jamie. I think the kind of like the downfall of the CAA started when James Madison said, "Forget y'all, we're going to Division One. We're
Oh
going
yeah.
FBS."
Oh yeah. When you talking about all of those schools, you got to think about who they lost in the last few years. You know, James Madison already a juggernaut. Expect them to do some things because they're spending money along with, you know, putting together quality teams. They're taking quality players away from other spots. But then you got the likes of Villanova, Delaware. You know what I'm saying? They have left the conference. Then you got Richmond, William and Mary. All of them have left. And so, yeah, the CAA is definitely not where it once was. You're talking about a juggernaut conference winning national championships. Now, they're probably in the middle of the pack within the FCS. But yeah, when you're talking about A&T joining and being in that conference, it was going to take a while. Hampton got in before we did, and you know, still having the same issues. So it's not easy. It's not easy making that jump. I'll never go into the question of whether or not we should have joined. I think when you have different goals, you know, you do what you do. You know, the Celebration Bowls were all great, and I still celebrate them. Still, you know, still have my bragging rights as an alum. But at the same time, if your president and your AD, you know, wants to go for FCS championships, and the only way you can do that as a champion is to be in another conference, so be it. That's what they chose to do. And as an alum, I stand with them and do what I can do to help support that. But at the same time, hey, tired of getting our ass kicked.
Yeah.
Plain
I ain't
and
gonna lie
simple.
though. I think y'all gonna have some boots on against Morgan. I'm calling that already.
We gonna see. We gonna see.
We need to shut a person named me at Mike down.
I don't know.
It ain't about him. I think Incas just. I think
I
Incas.
don't like A&T, but I really don't like Morgan. Morgan
I think
is
Incas
getting
just more
close to
explosive.
that Bethune-Cookman realm.
Keith, we should be this year, man. I think you got that entire offense coming back. You know, have they locked in a signal caller yet? That's the big question. But they're going back to something they used to do. You know, within the MEAC. That's running the football with sizable linemen, big trench players on both sides. They're going back to a formula. You know, the term is, you know what I'm saying, they're going back to making chicken. And so that's what they're doing. They're going, you know, they're going back to that. And that formula works on the CAA level. If you can, you know, it works on really any brand of football. If you can run the football and stop the run, you got a chance.
I don't listen. I had at the beginning of the summer said Morgan got a special player and they're gonna be special this year on offense. And then they proceeded to pick somebody else to be their stuff.
I was with Marlo's joke. I just wasn't gonna say it.
You know, I just be over here fighting to get us to be a regular news organization. And we ain't never gonna be that.
We are not a
we ain't never gonna be that.
organization.
We were
Well,
never
who want to
meant
be regular?
Never did.
We good and
You know
blackety
what?
black. That's that's
Oh,
regular
my.
for us.
Well, so I guess this the part where we put it on wax and we start talking about who do we see in the championship game in the SIAC. I see Benedict and Albany State in the championship game.
Now,
I could be crazy.
I'm a raise your stake. I see Benedict versus Edward Waters.
That's what I'm sorry. I
Yes.
meant Benedict versus Edward Waters. I
That's
messed
what-
up. My bad. Let me be clear. That's what I meant.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
Yeah,
I was wondering why everybody was shaking their head.
So you said you
My
you
bad.
had faith in Albany State, and the coach ain't got faith in them.
Jesus have mercy. Keith, good night.
Where the lie at in it?
I don't know why.
Too.
I don't know why he was at the 220 club. I don't know why.
To get some macaroni
Especially
and
that-
cheese and get a haircut.
You know. that lady asked him what kind of offense he was gonna run.
With what players?
Jesus.
The good ones at fam.
I mean,
They are.
We're not trying to be mean. Like, there's a level of honesty. Like, every joke has a hint of truth. And the truth is, he lost a lot. Like, he lost his best defensive lineman. He lost his all-conference quarterback. He lost a receiver. I mean, and then we went over there and took a receiver from EWU that used to be at Albany State. Like, literally, like, when you're going into this FAMU game, it ain't looking good.
Well,
and it ain't looking good in the conference.
The only reason it shouldn't be a high-scoring game is Coach Gray takes mercy.
Yeah.
Takes mercy on him.
He cannot.
He don't run the ball.
So let's be clear. He cannot. No. We got PTSD. The nation needs. I don't know why I keep saying my volume low.
The problem is if they run the ball, that it could get uglier than if they were passing the ball. Because our running game is stupid right now. It could be way worse.
Like, FAMU's offense is so deep. Receiver number 1 is not on the depth chart right now. I'm not being facetious. Like, receiver 1 from last year is not on the 4-man depth chart.
And he's going to contribute.
Yeah.
But again, getting back to who do we see in the championship game? Edward Waters and Benedict are my predictions for the championship game.
Benedict in an upset.
Ooh.
Wow.
I think Kentucky State will have something to say. I can see them in Edward Waters in a rematch from the October 3rd game. So that's probably where I'm leaning. But I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in there because this is a family friendly show. So I gotta throw in some things because listen, me and Coach Gray have chopped it up for the last few years, man. Talking about the SIAC, I believe in this product. No postseason aspirations. Not aspirations, but no postseason this year. But do they finish first in the East?
No.
Sorry to take over your show, but I gotta know. I want to know from y'all.
I say no.
I don't know.
Who is this? Don't ask me. You better not ask me.
Who we talking about?
Fam.
You talking about fam?
The Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University.
Well, I think y'all be second in the East to us, so because I don't have no.
Listen.
There we go.
I'm a keep saying this, and people not really listening because there's a lot of people saying, "Fam, you don't have nothing to play for." I'm gonna remind y'all, the SIAC, the CIAA, the SWAC, and the MEAC all agreed on a poll that did not have any stipulations on anything. There can still be a national championship.
Y'all gonna be the APR national champ?
Wow, that's what we doing? You know what? We don't lose homecoming. Ours or yours. I'm gonna be at 3 homecomings this year. And that one in Montgomery gonna let me bring my footstool. But it's gonna come down to really one game. And it's gonna come down to, believe it or not, it's gonna come down to the Jackson State FAMU game.
They go to Jackson, right?
Yes.
We go to Jackson.
FAMU goes to both of the top 2 teams in the division. I ain't gonna lie. Them boys in Montgomery. I gotta see it. Can the Buffalo Bills get over it? I'm sorry, the Houston Oilers, because they ain't been in no championship game in a while.
Again, and this is no shade to Alabama State or Coach E-Rob, but you have to win the big game, and you have not beaten FAMU at your homecoming. That has not happened. I'm not sure why you keep putting them.
This is his best chance. He has They have to win it this year.
He a
They
pain
have to.
freak though.
Yes.
He a pain freak. He was like, I know we can do it. Just put him on the schedule again. I know we could do it. Okay.
Marlo called that man a masochist.
What did we learn?
What did we learn for today?
I'm
But I
not
like-
sure
I
why
like
Crook
Coach.
is in the comments. We are not talking about Pick-a-Blue today. We not. I'm not gonna take a shot at y'all because we're not talking about
Jackson
y'all
State?
today. No, I'm
Or
talking
Southern.
Jackson State. I'm talking about Southern. We're not talking about Pick-a-Blue. We're not
Yeah,
talking about
Southern
You
hasn't
know
beaten
what?
FAMU in over a decade. Wait. Last time FAMU lost to Southern, wasn't that? I don't even know. Was there a Democrat in office? Was that George Bush or something? It wasn't even Obama. Like we were still having Atlanta.
It might have been
the last
Clinton.
time they beat FAMU.
It was Clinton.
No, it wasn't. I think it was Bush. They beat us in Atlanta.
It
I
was
was there for
W.
one of them.
It was W.
Pretzels, yes, pretzels. Pretzels Bush.
Good God. What?
Wow.
Yeah, you know, yeah.
But no, but here's the thing. FAMU has to have everything go their way for them. And again, they won't be awarded the East, but to be the best team in the East, everything has to go their way. And just like the West, everything has to go Prairie View's way for them to win the West. I don't think the West is going to be that easy to win this year.
You know how many? They put 2 teams in the West, Troy.
I listen. To be honest, I only think it's Alcorn and Prairie View. Them the only teams that I think are in the West. Now,
don't have they had it.
Wait, who the
No faith in Grambling.
Everybody don't have no faith in Grambling.
Listen,
Yeah, I was wondering.
Grambling. Listen, hold on. Grambling got one thing going for them, and they pick a hole. That's their thing. They got Jackson State at home again.
Running with this pick a hole.
I thought he was gonna say that they bands are always off beat.
Lord.
Like they drums just can't never drum right. Like it's just it's like the white boy on drum line.
He's so crazy.
Just man.
That is funny as hell.
But that's and again, I could be out of pocket. Texas Southern could raise up and do something crazy because it is pressure on that football coach. I don't know.
They already did something crazy.
I'm gonna tell you like this, Troy. You got the head coach at Prairie View crying about playing the damn Labor Day Classic, playing Texas Southern the Labor Day Classic, and crying talking about it should be later in the year. No, get your shit going. Play each other like you always do.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't think he's wrong on that. I mean, I know it's your classic, your tradition, but I kind of like it. I like the rivalries at the end of the season. Like, I mean, think about it.
Hold on. They in the state of Florida
in the season. But think about it. Prairie View plays all their rivals at the beginning of the season, and then it's just, well, we'll pray and hope somebody show up for homecoming because he's gonna be sitting over there talking about where's my line. What's there to come for? We've played everybody.
And again, I say stuff to hope people go to the games, but PV has been talking all this noise on the internet this week with Texas Tartar. Y'all got to show up to that man games.
They have every right to talk noise to that damn school in country ass Stephenville, Texas.
I listen, I agree. You don't get to talk like we done check your receipts and you ain't won a national in nothing. So
and then had the nerve to say that they were the first one to enter into the A&M university system. Like, nigga, is that a flex right there? I thought the biggest flex is that Prairie View was the first school to be founded in the state of Texas that is a public school, other than Texas A&M.
Tarleton, I got Tarleton by 2 touchdowns. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Listen, beginning of the season, I was picking Tarleton. And then Tarleton got on Billy Joe Internet and started talking crazy like they FCS daddy, and they ain't even the step cousin of the daddy. Listen, I can't in good conscience pick Texas Tartar. I just can't.
You ain't got to pick and put some money on them.
Texas Tartar.
I mean,
that's different.
I don't know where I listen. I don't know where I come up with them. They just come out naturally. It's just a gift. It's just a gift.
Tartar though.
So I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't say because Texas Southern Texas Southern has no meaning to talk because since 2004, Prairie has been their daddy for the last 20-some years. And only out of those 22 years, they have only won their game 4 times since the last 22 years.
So wait, we got a SIAC guy up here. We're gonna let him off the hook without mentioning the CIAA because we just ran through the champ for the SIAC. Who's gonna be the champ for the CIAA while we got you on?
Wow, man. Virginia Union is still up there. Johnson C. Smith is probably being slept on, but they were able to replace the QB position, and they probably had one of the most formidable running backs. You had Fabian Duncan from Allen transferred up there. You already had 2 good backs, Bobby T. Smith. So Johnson C. Smith could absolutely win it again. So 1-2 right there. Virginia State is going to be much improved. Fayetteville State, being slighted. They got something to say. It's one of those things where it was like, okay, Coach Hayes has said, okay, y'all slept on us long enough. It's not the sexiest brand of football at all, but they seem to win. Again, that always travels. So, man, you got 4 right there. I'm going to say it depends on who Virginia Union rolls out at quarterback. If the same guy is at the helm running it, I'm not sure if they have enough in the passing game to win it. They'll be able to run the football. That's just what they do. If you held a gun in my head, I would say Johnson Smith will repeat.
I'm gonna say, hey, I'm gonna go with that stool on Beta Forest Road.
Yeah, I was gonna pick half a stadium too.
Yeah.
Who is y'all talking about?
Johnson ain't got but half a stadium.
Half a stadium.
The railroad track keeps him from building on the other side.
Yep.
Oh, so, they like that school. They like the Ibis.
No. The Ibis can't afford to because of the neighborhood. They literally can't because like CSX is like, yeah, you ain't tearing up our train track to build a football stadium.
Oh wow.
But they do have a perfect view. That perfect view of the downtown skyline of Charlotte.
It's gorgeous.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is nice.
You cannot beat that.
So how many of these teams from the SIAC and CIAA are going to the playoffs?
Love the question. The CIAA has converted their playoffs now, or their end of the season to where they also have 2 games at the end, their championship game and then the 3rd and 4th place game. 3rd and 4th place teams will play each other to try to strengthen that playoff position. The SIAC a couple of years ago made an agreement with the Conference Carolinas to play their 3rd and 4th place teams to strengthen their playoff position. So both teams, I think, because both those HBCU conferences are in different regions, which is a good thing because what they used to do is slight a couple of teams just because the CIAA and the SIAC were in the same region. Now that the CIAA is in Region 1, they are very capable of getting 3 teams in. I think they'll get 2 in just because they have some tough conferences in Region 1. I think the SIAC will get 3 teams in like they did last year. And so I think 5 teams again, it was a record last year. The Gulf South is a shell of itself.
It's
So
dead. Just say it, Jamie. It's dead.
It's close enough. I mean, it's almost time for them to call the SIAC for that merger.
Yeah.
They don't want to do that. They're too prideful to do that, though.
Well, they're not gonna do that, and I don't necessarily know if the SIAC picks up the phone because the SIAC tried to do that years ago in playoff contention as far as just trying to strengthen their playoffs, and no answers, especially in basketball. And so, why return the favor? So we'll see. But they got to talk to somebody. I think Delta State. There's a conference out west that they could probably join. I think you'll see some of that come up. But right now, as long as they still have an opportunity to get into the playoffs, it'll be what it is. Valdosta State, I think, would love to be in the SIAC. Whether or not the SIAC wants to put them there is a different question. I don't know if you necessarily want to, have them join the ranks, but it just all depends, man. And and then they're playing, Tuskegee's playing West Alabama, so we'll see what happens. But hey, good luck to them all.
Welcome back, Stillman.
Now, tough question. Which team do you see making out of the SIAC and CIAA making a deep run in the D2 playoffs?
Great question, man. And this is gonna have to be my last question because I got a jet. But let me see. Woo. Deep playoff run. I'm gonna have to give that to Johnson C. Smith. I'm gonna have to give it to Johnson C. Smith. I think they're the most complete team. Albany State was head and shoulders that team last year. Quinn Gray had them humming on both sides, and I don't think people gave their defense enough credit for being what they were last year. They were invincible, man. It's just as much as Benedict gave them problems, Benedict couldn't score on them either. So it was they were great on all phases of football. But yeah, John C. Smith is probably that squad this year.
Well, listen, before you go, tell the people where they can find you at so they can go ahead and like and follow your show.
Man, look, the SIAC Sit Down. We're on HBCU game day. We'll be doing some work with the Black College Sports Network as well. You can find me on Twitter, Sport Voice JW, and you'll see me on a few different things this year. The SIAC Network. I'll be calling some games for Miles on their network, for Morehouse on their network, and on Allen on their network. So, hey, catch me when you see a football game, man.
Hey, man, as always, man, just let us know where you're going to be at. We'll be there.
Appreciate y'all.
I'm going to have to bring you to the state fair classes, bro.
Look, man, I'm trying to get on some SWAC games for the last 3 years. Listen, man, it's tough out here, man. But we'll see. I was trying to get to that Jackson State Edward Waters game. I was trying to get out there, but I ended up having a game. So yeah, I gotta get back out there. But yeah, I gotta get out there, Doc. Hey, listen, we gonna make it. We gonna make it happen.
All right.
Yeah. But just remember, I always got a G-Ho hotel room every year just in case. So I might pop in G-Ho one year.
Do that, sir. I don't know if you're getting that this year, but do that. Come on up.
And they said G-Ho overrated.
Never.
All right, sir. Thank you again. Thank you for coming on to the show.
Absolutely. Appreciate y'all.
And we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get our little parting shots in.
A new tradition begins. The Birmingham Football Classic at Legion Field. The Southern Jaguars versus the Alabama State Hornets, Saturday, August 29th. Two elite programs bringing the hits, the bands, and the culture. Watch two former NFL players turn head coaches Go head to head on the biggest stage. Tickets start at $27. Visit ImpactTickets.com for more information. Don't wait. Get yours now.
How you doing? It's Coach Quinn Gray giving you a call for Family Football. I'm calling you about your season tickets, man. We need you to be all in and restore the strike.
Okay, I still got mine.
You know what all in, that in and all in means now. So just make sure you take care of them season tickets now. Do yours again. How many can we put you down for? 5, 6? You got your season tickets renewed yet? I'm giving you a call for your season tickets to renew if you haven't already. 7-6.
Hang up or press pound for more.
That's tough. This is my free labor for the week. Awesome. So you're on schedule to make sure that you're in the place in Bragg Stadium this season then.
This is your invitation to the moment. The Divine Nine, the bands, the parties, the performances, the OBC HBCU weekend experience. It just hits different. Labor Day weekend, Miami Gardens. Get your tickets now at orangeblossomclassic.com.
You know, Crook, you've been running up and down the chat, just having a little field day. I did a quick history search on Celebration Bowl winners in the last 10 years. You know who wasn't on the list? All right. So listen, excellent time with Jamie. Actually learned a lot about the SIAC. Learned about Jackson State Grambling history thanks to Crook. Marlo, what you got for us this week, man?
You know, it's Tuesday, and for most people, it's like the beginning of the week. You know, everything is supposed to be hunky-dory, just building into the week to get ready for a good weekend of football. But I got some questions. My first question is, when did my daughter get taller than me? I just walked in the kitchen and I know it's the hair. So I'm 5'9", like a solid 5'9", but she taller than me, man. When did that shit happen? My other question is, when was it cool to be called Pops on the softball field? He had been in his 20s today. He called me Pops. I didn't get offended at first until I got in the truck and started thinking about it. It's like, who the fuck is he calling Pops? I know I got the great shit going on, and this shit is crazy. And my final thing is, I'm really excited about football season, and I'm really not excited about football season because, like, if y'all know me, I really like outdooring, like fishing, hunting, golf, softball. I really like that shit, and I just got a boat, and I have yet to take it back out again because every weekend I'm doing some shit. So I'm gonna have to put that passion aside for another passion, and I ain't mad at it. So to all y'all who have been looking forward to football season like I've been looking forward to it, this shit is, yeah, that's what's up.
I just want to say, fuck Marlo. We could have been out on the water.
Dang, Marlo. Another straight.
Every weekend, it's been some shit going on.
It's gonna be busy all the way through. And on top of that, we trying to get down to the Florida Memorial game. So yeah, this season is packed.
You must be taking the bright line.
Listen, I'm just gonna drive down and come right back. Them the quick little 3.5 hours from Tampa. Come on down and come right back. I mean, It could be worse. It could be. I could be. I because of a former governor, there's no bright line here. But I digress. It could be worse. I could be in Coral Gables. Doc, what you got for us this week, man?
Hey man, look, we got preview of Jackson State, Tennessee State tomorrow on the show. So so it's about that time. And then on Thursday, we got two matchups starting on Thursday. We got Delaware State taking on Stony Brook in Dover. And then the nightcap will be Mississippi Valley going up against Nickel State. So we got that on Thursday. We got that starting on Thursday. Friday. Friday's the start of the regular season high school football here in the state of Texas. Probably check something out. And then of course Saturday, man, we humming because at 7:30, Jackson State versus Tennessee State. You got 8 o'clock, Tarleton versus Prairie View. You got FAMU versus Albany State. We got everybody. And that damn school in Daytona don't play until next Thursday. But it's football season. I love it.
I just want to say, Keith will be at that Alley Cat game against the Jungle Gym kids. So
damn, Jungle Gym kids.
Yeah, dang.
Hey, I won't be on the field, so you ain't got to worry about me getting sick when that stadium bounces.
I swear that's got to be some kind of
it's like a
marvel.
Gigantic high school. No, it's like one of those high school stadiums, but they built it to seat 40,000 people. When you go in there, it looks just like the aluminum bleachers at a high school stadium.
40,000 people. No, UCF. You are not better than USF. Y'all are both high school teams.
No,
UCF better than that.
UCF has facilities for your ass. They spent that money.
I'm sure. I am sure they have lovely 40,000 seat arena that they call the bounce house. I'm not taking you seriously. Danny, what you got for us tonight?
Why are you lying on Al Gore's internet over here, Troy? You know you would go to the bounce house.
I cannot. I ain't got much, y'all. Work has been kicking every part of my body, not just my ass, but like everything. Y'all know. I ain't got a whole lot of body to kick, so you know I'm hurting. I've been real tired. I just but you know, I love what I do. But it just constantly reminds me of the conversation that we had a few shows ago about competency, compassion, and care, and how you can't have a good department, a good business, a good operation without those three things. And you know, I think that a lot of times my competency, care, and compassion send me down rabbit holes. But I'm just glad I'm in position now to really do things for the students. You know, I've gotten some good text messages really just today, actually, about kids who are just grateful that I've been able to, I guess not really uncover things, but like help them understand their academics and help them understand what it's going to take for them to leave the school with a degree. And then just empowering them to take their own progress, take their progress into their own hands and not rely on anybody else to do it for them. we're still dealing with a lot of kids. This is their first generation college students. And so when you understand the population that you're dealing with, you're able to better serve them. So that's where I'm at now. I'm pretty tired. Yeah, I'm finna be an old lady. I'm finna get me a bowl of ice cream and sit down and play a little game on my phone until I fall asleep. Cause I'm old. I'm old and I'm tired. But that's been my point of relaxation lately is ice cream and these little games that I play on my phone that I make me like 75 cents per game that per level that I beat. And you know what? I'm happy. I'm just as happy as it can be. But you know, I shouldn't be here. I should not be here. I shouldn't be in this position. I shouldn't have this job. I shouldn't have anything that I have right now. But I'm here and you know, I'm hoping that the way I live my life, I'm hoping that the way that I take care of these kids in our department is a testimony to others to do what you do and be yourself and don't ever let anybody tell you what you can't do because the only limitations that we have are the ones that we place on ourselves.
That's a but God moment.
But God.
But God.
Look at God.
He good.
He good. Ain't he good? Ain't God good, Sharon?
All the time.
And all the time.
God is good.
Man.
There we go.
Keith, what you got for us this week?
Oh man, look, finishing up talking about the football season, kind of got delayed. Just I saw Jamal had a migraine, so kind of similar earlier last week, and then just Sunday, just everything. We had like golf tournament and Kappa League and Delta Gyms and just being a parent. So being a parent came first. But this weekend, family football too. So got some fun things hopefully coming down the pipe, working on some things in the background. So hopefully I'll get to be on the field. But if I'm not on the field, hopefully I'll get to be somewhere else where I want to be. But either way, it will be somewhere enjoying family athletics and really trying to continue to get out the information about what's going on with FAMU. We always try to, tongue in cheek. We laugh, we joke, but we also try to be as real and honest about this. So just really get ready for that and getting ready for the post game, man. We did the the interview with Coach Gray yesterday, and it was amazing. It was really cool. Gerald actually wrote an article about a lot of the questions I was asking him. And so I had to send Gerald. I was like, man, you scooped me, but I appreciate it because it was really insightful hearing Coach Quinn Gray. For those who don't know, Coach Gray's dad is like a South Florida coaching legend. And so hearing him talk about, just what his dad was, but then also, I don't know if you ever noticed, like, where he's at now, he's gone farther than what his dad was able to go as far as coaching ranks, as far as just getting to be a head coach in college. And then on the other side, having him talk about being a parent and, dealing with, a student and that is a college football student at Albany State. So very interesting. If you didn't get to read Gerald's article, highly suggest read Gerald Thomas 3PG on social media. But that article was really great. And honestly, it was something I was kind of building myself as far as just like less of an article, more of a talking point. But he knocked it out the park. So shout out Gerald and, appreciate Coach Quinn Gray just being honest and giving us information. So excited to see these post-game interviews this year. Won't be a lot of people telling me, don't ask me about my quarterback this year.
Oh, man.
Fuck you.
By the way, Gerald will be on the show Thursday. We are going to have a time. We also got some young ladies that's going to be on the show Thursday. It's definitely going to be some banter in the building. The productive people will be in the building, and we just going to hear some things. That's all I can say. That's what the PV people call themselves, and so I figured productive people. So that's my new nickname.
Oh, that's
PV.
because they got the engineering school. That's why.
Man, they ain't nothing but some party. They ain't nothing but some party pussy. That's what they are.
What?
Yo, we got to get out. We got to get out. Put me on screen.
What
Put me
in
on screen.
the world?
Put me on screen.
Yo,
Hey, listen.
what just happened?
Again, I want to thank.
Dude.
I want to thank. I want to thank Jamie Walker for coming on from the SIAC Sit Down. It's always good that you can reach out to other people in the community and have them come on and give their insights. Again, for me, I don't like being the smartest person in the room. I like to be able to get other people's opinions and ideas and share that with everybody. One of the things that I am proud of, but I am also struggling with, is that I am trying to get this platform to another level, and I'm working a lot to get new equipment, new mics, yada, 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 right? And so some of the projects that I'm doing for people is falling behind. I'm still working on those projects. I just got to do this as well. So I'm burning the candle at both ends. Please understand, this is for the betterment of this platform. And it's also I'm a programmer through and through. So I see stuff and I'm like, hey, let me help you. And I know sometimes I should give myself some more grace. But at the same time, I became a programmer because back in 2000, I thought, what if my people got on the internet like these businesses, these white businesses got on the internet? That would be a game changer. That would bridge the digital divide. So I'm still that guy from 2000. And I love that about me because, as people get older, they change, they evolve, whatever. But at my core, I'm still the programmer for my people. So this platform will get better. I'll get y'all better content. We're going to get better graphics. We already got the best producer in the land, Sexual Chocolate. So
that boy good.
I do appreciate it. And listen, man, y'all been doing numbers on these videos. Tell a friend and tell a friend, like and subscribe, man. We trying to get monetized before Christmas because when basketball season comes, I want to be able to say, hey, I can take the day off so we can go cover FAMU, Southern, Jackson. Like, I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to tell them all, no, we just going to jump on a flight and go wherever.
Check out that
I hope
my sports OnlyFans page.
Yeah.
You ain't got to work so hard, player.
Yeah.
But I do want to thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. On Thursday night, Gerald Thomas will be here. The young ladies, the twins from Productive People will be here. We're going to have a nice little conversation about PV, SWAC, ahead of the Texas Tartar game. So tune in Thursday, 8:30. Love to have you.
Yes,
as always, lead with love.
And fuck that
man.
school in Daytona.
Fuck that school at Prairie View. Baton Rouge. And JC
Wow.
by 4.
And
check out Dallas Cowboys Unfiltered on YouTube.
And Greensboro. I don't know why you go check them out. They probably got on the players got on cowgirl outfits.
You know what? We're not gonna go there. We're just
Why?
gonna go pirate outfits.
I'm finna end this.
He could pass it, he could catch it out of the backfield. Still,
what the hell is that on the screen? Did that shit say BCU donation fund?
We're going around the whole SWAC, Marlo. The whole
Why in the fuck is it under my picture? What in the hell just happened? My bad, y'all. I
tell you what, Marlo will never hesitate to alienate a whole fan base.
Oh,
My bad.
Them folks
I
pissed last week. Them folks was sort of with pissed last week. We did them boys like that. Like they ain't had no type. They ain't want to play. So y'all should make light. So y'all rather should make light work of them Jaguars when y'all play this season.
I don't know if we're gonna make light work, but winning the game is. Yeah, I'm confident that that's gonna happen.
Well, you know what? Y'all really want. I was trying to slow roll this. But y'all don't want to slow